Hey guys, I'm Bonefoot. Welcome back to Western Game Gallery, the show where the wooden table is fake, but the guns are fake as well. You guys know the drill already, right? In every episode I showcase aka review a Wild West themed video game and see how it fares against the other Western games I've already showcased. Slowly but surely we're filling out the top 10 list. So leave your weapons at the door, step right in, and let's see what game we're looking at this time. Western Heroes, why am I doing such an unknown game so early on in this series? Well, there is a very specific reason for that. Feast your eyes on this. Won't you look at that? There's nothing more I need to say. I think we can all agree this baby is going straight to the top of this motherfucking list. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay, perhaps we should explore the game a little deeper. But yeah, how could this thing of beauty not catch my eye when choosing which game to cover next? It comes with a goddamn Winchester rifle replica into which you can put the Wii remote and nunchuck. And just for the sake of comparison, I just happen to own a replica of the real deal, the Winchester 1873. Also known as the gun that won the West. I think they got the look of the gun down really nicely, but what's even cooler is that the famous Winchester lever actually works. It's been set up so that it hits one of the buttons on the nunchuck when you cock it, which is amazing. As you could probably guess, Western Heroes, or Gunslingers as it's called in North America, is a light gun game for the Wii. It was developed by Neko Entertainment, the creators of such classics as Kokodo Platform Jumper, Crazy Frog Racer, a slew of TV and movie tie-in games, and Puddle. Their track record doesn't look too encouraging, but let's go in with an open mind. The little story the game has is only there to give your actions some meaning. You get to choose which of the 4 Western heroes you want to play as, the sole difference between them being the look of their crosshairs. The only thing you know about them is that they're after a criminal genius named Professor Molina to stop him from devastating the West with his evil steampunky technology and the most powerful bomb ever made. The game never actually tells you what he plans on destroying with that bomb. Maybe he just needs it to save some kittens from a collapsed mine, but whatever the case may be, you need to stop him. The game plays like a very standard on-rail light gun shooter. You never control your movement, you're just on for the ride and shoot all the bad guys you see. You have an infinite amount of ammo, but you have to reload after every 10 shots, which is done with the Winchester lever. With the real gun, the lever is used to cock each single shot, so they didn't go for realism in this aspect, but for a good reason obviously. Having to crank that thing after each and every shot would have been a bit much. The game is very fast paced, you don't get too much breathing room in the 4 to 7 minutes a level usually lasts. The enemies come from everywhere and the on-rail movement can be very unpredictable. Oftentimes it makes this fast 180-degree turn and there's an enemy right in your face, which I really enjoyed. It keeps you on your toes. Oh shit! What the fuck? This is fun. Whenever an enemy is about to hit you, a circle appears around them, giving you a chance to gun them down first. There's a handful of different types of enemies. You got the regular fodder that always die in one shot, the slightly tougher dudes that take more bullets to kill, the shield guys that block your shots, the brutes that charge at you, and then some more uncommon ones like the dynamite throwers, the Gatling gunners, and even ones that fly at you on a rocket, I shit you not. Oh god. Many enemies also ride different forms of transportation. They have steam-powered cars, boats, and even blimps. The vehicles always have a weak spot that you can shoot to disable them, causing all the enemies on board to go down as well. There are multiple different power-ups in the form of floating icons that you have to shoot to activate, such as a machine gun, slow motion, and a bomb that kills all enemies on screen. Some levels also have TNT barrels laying around, but the blast radius on them is very small, so they rarely come in handy. There's a score system that deals specific amounts of points for killing enemies, getting headshots, getting multiple kills in a row without missing a shot, destroying enemy vehicles, and destroying optional targets. Civilians also appear in levels, and shooting them makes you lose points. At the end of each level you'll see your total score and also some other statistics. And my precision was 69. I think that's the best precision you can have. I really enjoy the gameplay and its different mechanics. It doesn't have a single innovation to introduce to the genre, but it does all the tried and true stuff just right. And with the Winchester rifle there to immerse you into the gameplay even more, it's just pure fun. The default difficulty of the game is rather low. All 12 levels are a cakewalk, except the very last one, which is just torture to your fingers.
Ah, my hand. I can't do this much longer.
After beating the game though, you can up the difficulty when replaying levels. The option is just oddly placed inside the party game menu. The main story mode only takes about an hour and 15 minutes to beat, which sounds super short, but it's actually very commonplace for light gun shooters. They rarely exceed 2 hours. They're made to be replayed many times over, and Western Hero succeeds in making the main game so much fun that you'll be happy to do so, especially with friends. That's one big thing I didn't mention yet. The game supports up to 4-player co-op in both the main story and the extra modes I'll talk about in a bit. The more players you have, the more enemies will appear in levels. Outside of that, not much changes. You share a single life bar but have your own individual point scores, that's about it. The game is likely a blast to play with friends, but I don't have any, so I can't confirm it. The unfortunate thing about multiplayer though is that you only have one Winchester. You can play the game using just a Wiimote, but that's no fun. In North America the game actually came with 2 revolvers, which is badass. Then you at least have guns for 2 people, or you could dual wield them by yourself, which is what I would do. There are a surprising amount of different releases for this game. The Winchester seems to be exclusive to the PAL region, but it actually came in 3 different color schemes. And then there was another PAL release that came with a single pistol. You can also use Nintendo's own Wii Zapper, but after trying that out myself, I noticed that the game is actually much easier with it, because the trigger has no resistance at all, so you can shoot much faster. The Winchester's trigger is a bit stiff, which makes rapid firing harder. It's my only nitpick with the peripheral. It's fine when playing alone, but in multiplayer other controllers would have a slight advantage. The game's presentation is really nice. It has this very clean and crisp, almost cel-shaded visual style. All the environments are lively, colorful, and always fit into the Western theme. You use horse carriages, wooden rafts, and your feet to explore Western towns, open landscapes, canyons, trains, Indian settlements, and more. The music is also catchy and decent. I found myself humming along to it a few times. I especially like the theme song. In the middle of gameplay every now and then there are these sudden transition cutscenes that are there to load the next section of the level, I guess, and they use the very beginning of the theme song as a short little jingle. You hear it so often while playing the game that it became very comical to me, and the placement of these cutscenes sometimes makes no sense whatsoever. Woo! What the fuck? They keep playing that, and these cutscenes are all over the place. It's kind of funny. The extra party games are frankly speaking pretty lame. There's only 2 of them, Survival and Ball Trap. In Survival you stand your ground as long as you can in a single screen with enemies coming at you faster and faster the longer you survive. The 2 things that ruin this mode are the fact that the difficulty escalates way too quickly. After only 2 minutes the game throws an impossible number of enemies on screen at once and you'll die no matter what. The second thing is that the game doesn't track how long you survive, it just tracks your points just like in the story mode, which makes no sense in this kind of minigame. Ball Trap is no better, it's basically skeet shooting with plates, jars and barrels. You get 2 minutes to shoot as many targets as you can for points. The problem with this one is that the targets come too fast and they fly all over the place, which turns this potentially fairly skill-based minigame into a big messy spam fest. The surprising saving grace of this mode is level 4, which for some unknown reason plays differently from the rest. In it, all the targets come from the ground in front of you and shoot straight up, so they never come or go off screen, which makes things much more manageable and it's actually semi-fun. Both of these party modes can be played solo or with multiple people, either cooperatively or competitively, but I personally recommend just skipping them altogether. There's one horrible glitch in the game that I have to bring up. About 1 minute into the final level, there's a spot where the game often freezes. After replaying the level dozens of times, I'd say it froze on me about 20% of the time. It freezes, starts this lovely beeping sound, and then you're screwed. What the fuck? Okay, the game crashed. Now it's giving a really annoying beeping sound. Wow. It really crashed. The console won't even turn off when I hold the power button. So I guess I need to just unblock the fucking console. Other people online report having the same problem, so it's not just my copy. I have no idea how they didn't catch this glitch before release. Otherwise the game is glitch free. In conclusion, Western Heroes is a very standard but solid on-rail light gun shooter with a great western code. The extra game modes that could have helped with the game's slight lack of content fall completely flat, but the up to 4-player co-op main game is so much fun that it makes you forget all about it. The Winchester peripheral is brilliant and works like a charm, and it ups the fun factor to even further heights. Western Heroes is the 4th game to enter the top list, but the first to actually knock a previous game down a spot. Unfortunately, the granddad of the Western light gun scene, Wild Gunman, has to step aside and give its place to this whippersnapper, that in my opinion is the better game and for now more deserving of the number 3 spot. Oh god! No! Save me!